Viktor Krauss. I'm here to talk about all this mess that I have here on the front of my bass here. It's a bunch of, it's an experiment. It almost looks like I need a patch bay. I've had a number of people ask me about it, probably just to find out if there was something that they liked or something that they hated that I was doing. I thought I'd just kind of run through what's all happening here and how I have it processed. If I go from top to bottom, this is a Biesele Magnetic pickup, which has been a great problem solver for me to get really loud. I've got the old BP-100 right here, along with the Underwood pickup. I have another BP-100 that I have attached in the center for a dedicated tuner out. If I go down, this is the hip shot free range extender lever. It works almost in the same way as like a drop D tuner. And then I have all the output for everything that's happening on here. So it's essentially 4 outputs happening. This one you don't hear because it's the tuner out, but these are all kind of being run through my pedal board, which is over here. I've got, it's not a very exciting pedal board. It's moved around in different configurations for years. But it's mainly just how to route everything into on and off switches for each pickup. So if I wanted to isolate the individual sounds here, I would say that the main sound that I have here going is the Fishman BP-100. It's probably the sound that I've used the most. I like it to be what the house hears, and also it's the pickup that I use for pretty much in the studio, along with a microphone. I think the BP-100 is the best complement for the way that I play. It offers a lot of nice high-end ultra highs and high mids, which are harder to create than low-end information, because if it's much easier to create low-end or artificial low-end than it is to create high-end, because then you're just going to add hiss. So the Fishman sound, I mean, at least a lot of times is this sound. It's kind of all that high-end good stuff, and for me it's the most shapeable pickup to me out of these three. So if we have it isolated, so it's kind of, it's not the whole picture, what I'm going for in terms of the live setting. The amp sound is a combination of the Biesele pickup and the Underwood pickup. So a bit more of electric sound. The Underwood is very much a staple for, it's been around since the 70s. Or maybe even before then, and I like it a lot for the amplifier because it provides a kind of, it's a little bit more of a nasal sound, and has a very pointed mid-range, which I'm all about because it helps with pitch, it helps cut through low end, it cuts through a band really well. So if we're just hearing the Underwood sound, it's if I go only to the Biesele pickup, without all the hum and static, suddenly it's a huge electric bass. so if I calm that down, you know, I get a kind of a nice mix between the two. And how I'm doing that is through this Lehle Parallel pedal that I've had for many years now. If you go on YouTube, you can find a much younger version of me talking about that exact same pedal. I mean, it has an out of phase switch, so if the conjunction of the two pickups together sound a little odd, you can flip that, and then suddenly it's better. If I go back to the magnetic without the static, you can start hearing a little bit of a hum, as in the case with you know, varying degrees of power. Stability, or venues that have older power or lights that can create a hum. I've got this Electro-Harmonix hum debugger, which does help quite a bit without, again, the switch is going to do some cleaning. So that does allow the 60 cycle hum to be gone. The two modes for it, both strong and normal, I usually keep it on the normal because if you put it on the strong, it sometimes can almost feel a little bit like latency. Because back to the Fishman, I've used this Demeter Tube DI. It's disguised as something punk rock. It's the old James Demeter Tube Direct, and which has a 12AX7 in it, and for coloration and to create a line level signal. And I've used it, gosh, for I guess since '93, and it's become kind of my I don't go anywhere without it. And I'm running through this giant stack of orange amplifiers, which I really like a lot. It's the 8200 Mark II, I think, which is an all-tube amplifier. I like to watch the tuner while I'm playing a lot of the time, just in case I'm drastically off somehow, or I can't hear as well, or it's just a difficult situation where I need to hear something, and or if I need to grab a note that's really high and I want to start off at least in the right spot, I can bypass the Boss Wazacraft ones and still get a pitch reference from that, or at least see it. And I do the same with this Korg DT1, which again I've used since probably '93 or '94, and this is kind of the whole mess. And it's worked for me for years. Maybe not the most pure sound by itself, but certainly within the context of a band, it works for me.